Yes, everyone, welcome along to this evening's live stream, the 10th of August. It's your Sunday evening update show, everybody. Forever United TV here. I'm Adam, as always, bringing you your Manchester United updates. Get yourselves ready for what's going to be an absolutely mental week. Not only have we got the excitement building up to the first game of the season, back at Old Trafford, cannot wait. My God, I cannot wait to have football back properly. But also, Manchester United adding to their squad. We have big updates this evening on the Carlos BALEBA situation. More talks. This is just escalating. We said earlier on today, we've got the updates that came after this morning's show. We've also updated you throughout the day on Rasmus Højlund as well. We've got an update on Alejandro Garnacho. Also, what Romano said on the goalkeeping front, also regarding Donnarumma and Sané Lamens, or any other potential goalkeeper for that matter. We all know who I think we want right now with the noises that are going on, but I want to get your opinions on this. This is your Sunday evening show, so let's get interactive. Let's get into the comments section. Let's get cracking with all of these Man United topics, because there is plenty. Good old Sunday evening shows always give you a good look at where the fans are actually at. Oh yeah, don't forget, Liverpool just lost. Nah, never mind. I'm only joking. No, I'm not joking. I am joking. I'm not. It's good banter. It's good banter. Look, it's the Community Shield. Who cares? As long as Liverpool open up and beat Bournemouth on Friday, I don't think any Liverpool fan really gives a toss about the Community Shield. But yeah, sometimes when you buy a lot of players, it takes a bit of time to gel, and I think that was Liverpool today. Buying a lot of players for Manchester United, honestly, I think it can only go better, because we were that poor last season, and the players that are coming in can only make Manchester United better. There's nothing to gel about. There's nothing to carry on from except getting better from the crap that was last season. Cunha and Bruno Sesko over the line. What about that midfield? That is the key. I think Ian Wright nailed it when he was talking about BALEBA and in the gap. He said, what was it? I'm trying to remember what he actually said now, but he said pre-season is like opening up a dark room, turning the light on, and there's a load of mess there. That's what it is. You see all of the mess. As soon as you start playing, you see what needs to be fixed. And turn the light on, you start to see all of the inefficiencies within your team in pre-season. Signing someone like Carlos BALEBA would fix all of that. Everything that there was to deal with Manchester United's midfield, the athleticism, the power, the strength, the vision, the youthfulness, everything that you need in an all-round number 6 midfielder is absolutely there in Carlos BALEBA. Yes, hopefully you can see me with the shirt I've got going on right now. Another one of our retro kits, one of our retro kits from OK Jerseys. Sorry, clear my throat, and sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, replica kits from OK Jerseys. If you know, you know what I mean. Can you see me with this shirt on? This is proper retro kit style there. It will pop up on your screen on the QR code, and I've just pinned it into the link into the live chat as well, if anybody's interested. Very, very cheap, very affordable, great quality as well. Replica kits for you to get. Retros, the lot. Anyway, BALEBA, where are we at? Right, okay, this morning we was talking about where Manchester United was actually at. Fast-tracking this deal now is where Manchester United are, and it's expected this week that there is going to be major developments, i.e. club-to-club talks. But first of all, let's break down how this morning went. So just after we finished the live show this morning, I knew there was an update coming, and I broke it down on Football Talks. So for anyone who wasn't watching us live on Football Talks this morning, where have you been? First of all, why have you not subscribed yet? So that's my other channel, talking all Premier League football. Check it out. It is in the description, everybody. A story came out from our man Indy again, breaking down what had actually happened. So, this was the start of the day, and this is where we're at with it right now. BALEBA wants out, personal terms agreed, was the headline. Carlos BALEBA has made his intentions clear. He's verbally asked Brighton to let him move to Manchester United, and it gets even more interesting because BALEBA's agent has given the thumbs up to the personal terms offer if Brighton agrees to let him go this summer. So, Brighton at the moment have not nudged or budged on their 100 million valuation of the player. That was the first report this morning. Just going to break down where this is actually at right now, and then the latest, which has come out in the last half an hour, in fact. So, more contacts have taken place between Manchester United and Carlos BALEBA in the last hours. Sources have confirmed Manchester United is a dream move for Carlos BALEBA, and personal terms are not, in capitals, an issue. United have already asked for his demands and are in line with them. He only wants Manchester United. The biggest obstacle remains an agreement with Brighton over the transfer fee, as they do not want BALEBA to leave the club and would like him to continue for another season. As of today, Brighton want a minimum package of 100 million fixed for Carlos BALEBA, with Manchester United not being keen on that figure. No shit. As of now, do you expect us to be keen on that figure? Depends on what United can make of it. And the last bit on this one is Manchester United believe that a fee can be reduced down to 70 to 80 million through talks and negotiations. Also have asked Carlos BALEBA, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, to submit a transfer request to make the move easier. He only wants Manchester United. Now, if you remember, just in that first report there that we said from this morning from Indy, he says that from their sources and reports coming in from respectable journalists as well on this one, that he has already asked to leave. Whether that's formal, whether that's official, and it's a written transfer request or whatnot, or what needs to happen. Sometimes when a player puts a written transfer request in, obviously he loses all of his previous bonuses or anything attached to that contract that he's on at that particular club at the time. I don't think that's too much of a big deal. Like we said before, the reported wages of Carlos BALEBA are in and around the £12 million mark, as he was signed as a young player from Lille. So again, signing on as a teenager on very low wages at Brighton just to get into the Premier League. I don't think there was many incentives or bonuses in his package. I'm guessing because of the price and the so-called report that he is on so much money. So I'm putting 2 and 2 together here and kind of making it turn out to be a 4, because I can't see there being much on top of 12k. It just doesn't look like that to me. But the first report says that he has he has asked Brighton to leave. So what happens from there, we don't know. We will see, obviously. But in this latest report, Manchester United have definitely asked him. Which one came first, I don't know. This might have been a report from when before the first one came out this morning. So all of them edging towards the same destination. Brighton want 100 million. Man United are in at about 70, 80 million at the moment as their valuation. And can they make this deal happen? BALEBA's not going to have a problem with personal terms. And both stating about the transfer request that now looks like maybe BALEBA has actually made clear to Brighton on wanting to move to Manchester United. We will see on that one. But there is more just coming out in the last few hours, on this one. Just bringing up the details on this now. There is quite a few, actually, to be honest. I'm just going to pick out the most important one that's there at the moment. So this is from another Cameroonian report as well, on a journalist from over there, stating that Manchester United have intensified negotiations to sign Carlos BALEBA. Manchester United wants to finalise a solid agreement with the player before starting further negotiations with Brighton. There is also more on this. Manchester United plan to make direct club-to-club contact with Brighton next week, as in from Monday forward, for Carlos BALEBA. Positive progress has been made on BALEBA's personal terms, which are now expected to be an issue. We are not expected to be an issue, and very close to being agreed. Again, like this morning's, every single report, all slightly different, but all heading to the same conclusion. Personal terms agreed for Carlos BALEBA. Manchester United asking him to go to Brighton and tell them he wants out, so they can then start negotiating what they think is probably a more reasonable price. Like, let's be honest, BALEBA, Brighton are going to demand that money for, which is up there in the hundreds of millions. Manchester United, realistically looking at the book price and probably doubling it, because that's where he's at. Officially on the books, he is a £45 million player, but we know that's not the case. He does have a lot more influence. And a lot of them book prices are off stats and what he actually does, performances, how many games he plays, so on and so forth. But I think United would be happy to double that in and around the £80 million mark, because I think that is great value for money for Manchester United. But you're up against a very, very difficult operator when it comes to negotiating. And I think United need to be aware of this. Are they aware of it? Do they know what they're getting themselves in for here? Is it another Brighton saga? They have to have all of their eggs firmly in the same basket and everyone singing from the same hymn sheet to make this work. I.e., Brighton need to accept the bid quite quickly so Manchester United can push this deal forward. I think there will be a lot of negotiating going on, and this is what I feel is happening. And I said this morning on this. I feel like Manchester United now have already, for the last maybe couple of weeks, few weeks, been speaking to Brighton, or maybe not speaking to Brighton, but finding out, not like every single day I mean, but finding out from sources, intermediaries, or whatever sources necessary, how much this deal is going to cost and what it's going to take to make it happen. They did this with RB Leipzig. They waited their time. They didn't go official. They did everything behind the scenes, as you'd expect a club to do so. We didn't know about the bid or the final bid or what was involved in it until the last day, and then bang, it was done. This is where United are going to be at again with this one. I think it's all going to be around what that first bid is and how close it is to the valuation that Brighton want. I think United could easily make this up in add-ons. If it, as a whole package, I think Manchester United would probably hit a base of around about 85 million, 80 to 85 million, and then maybe take it up over 90. I think that's what United are thinking. If Brighton want 100 million, though, they're quite within their rights. I don't think, I'm guessing again, but I don't see Carlos BALEBA kicking up a stink. I think he might put the request in, but all reports lead down the road of him being very, very respectable to Brighton in this whole process. Brighton were the club that brought him through to the Premier League, that discovered him at Lille, gave him a chance, and now, obviously, he doesn't want to rock the boat. 2 seasons in, he's becoming this player that we're all talking about now and we all desperately want at Manchester United, but there is going to be, I feel, a reluctance from Brighton to let him go. They're not just going to hand Man United, who are direct rivals this season, for them, less the so-called Champions League chasing team packs. I think United would leapfrog Brighton with a signing like this, but they are still a rival for Manchester United. They have a great record against us as well and finished higher than us last season, like a lot of clubs did. So I can't see Brighton wanting to do this easy, but again, from United's side, I don't see them going into this without any sort of inkling as to what could happen, how it's going to happen, how much it's going to take to happen. Otherwise, we just wouldn't have been talking to Carlos BALEBA. United know, and there is something obviously going on behind the scenes which is getting everybody excited, including myself. Like, Carlos BALEBA is an absolutely wonder signing for Manchester United. But again, what is the deal? What can United get out of Brighton? Be prepared for a standoff of the Brentford variety, I would say, that we had with Bryan Mbeumo. I don't think this is going to be an easy buy for Manchester United. And I do think we are going to break our transfer record to get him in. It's the only way that you are going to. I think that's fair in what we're saying. Let's get into the comments section. It's your chance. Remember, we're interactive tonight. Sunday evenings, we always try and get a little bit more in. So, Alex with the super chats. I got a feeling it'll be done this week. Oh, that is enthusiastic. And that is, I don't know. I don't think it will be, personally. Unless there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Which could be the case, Alex. It could be the case. Anthony says, with another super chat, I'm a believer. Let's get this done. Glory, glory, Man United. Are you a believer? Talk to me, everybody. Do you believe this is going to happen? That one was crap, wasn't it? Sorry. Are you going to change to the blue and white kits halfway through the show, Adam? Glenn knows. Glenn knows. I asked the question, didn't I, earlier on. The old grey shirt that Manchester United back in the 90s used as an excuse for getting spanked off Southampton. They couldn't pick each other out on the pitch while wearing the grey shirts, apparently the story was. And United got battered that day. Ringing on the other shirts in the second half did not help Manchester United either. We still lost the game handsomely, and yeah, it is forever and a day been a bit of a laughing stock and a joke about Manchester United. I'm sure you'd have read the story, or if you're old enough, you will know definitely about that day at the Dell, former stadium, of course, for Southampton. And with his renewed membership, says BALEBA is ours. Mark my words, I have a feeling. Ant's got a feeling. Tonight's going to be a good night. Sorry, like all the references to songs are just boring everybody now, aren't they? They are. But right, more comments coming in. Cuban says, oh no, talking to someone else, sorry. Grika says, only way we get BALEBA is if Adam goes on holiday again. Nothing happens when he's in his studio. It does. Just not as much as when I'm on holiday or when I'm taking a break. I'm running out of destinations. Man, I'm tired of flying. I've had 2 hours sleep. I feel like I am one of these agents on deadline day trying to get deals done, honestly. Knackered, but absolutely buzzing with the week that we've had. So much excitement coming out of the transfer window for Manchester United this window so far. And it has just added to the whole experience online with everybody getting involved in the shows and everything. It's been a right ball. It's been fun, hasn't it? I think we're all just taken aback still. I do believe that, and I can see it in what people are writing. We are still like, what is going on? Like, why now? Like, what's happened? What's happened to my club? Ed says, in the world of fine-tune it, in the world of fine-tune it down a little, go to say Brazil, Portugal, Spain and Argentina there. To be lots of footed equivalent quality midfielders to BALEBA around the 50 million mark, surely. Well, you can look at that, but again, this is what I've said before. Brighton are a feeder club, and know they are a feeder club. Brentford, Bournemouth, no disrespect, but look at the big clubs buying players from these clubs. Manchester United in for Mbumo, PSG, Real Madrid into Bournemouth. Now again, Manchester United, Brighton. Every single club has done this. You look at Chelsea, Cucurella, Chelsea Caicedo at Brighton as well. There is so much that has to be done in transfer windows by so-called smaller clubs, because they have to give these players a chance to see if they can make it. This is how they survive. They don't have the revenues of big clubs to survive and compete. And I think I think Brighton are one of these clubs. They're accepting of their role, I think. And this, like they said, they've already got the replacement lined up for Carlos BALEBA. They already know who's going to come in and play. Another youngster that they've already sourced out and are bringing through right now. So, yeah, that's how they run, that's how they roll, and they will continue to do so and be very, very profitable in doing so. Got to get those sales done too. Honestly, it's just as important as don't need that floating around Carrington till January. Yep, no, I get what you're saying with that one. I'm going to bring you up to date on all of that as well in a minute, buddy. He has 4 years left on his contract. Brighton sell next summer as they have already planned for. That's what they want to do, but things change. Things change very quickly in the football world when you throw a lot of money at somebody. So United are definitely going to try. Look, all I'm saying on this is that United would not have gone into this point if they didn't feel like this deal was impossible. So if they didn't feel this deal could be done. This, I think, Manchester United know can be done. And this is why we are where we are now with it. I don't know if BALEBA or all these done out of rumours. You mean you don't believe them, Tomo? I'm not sure where you're going with that one there, mate. Just with the way that you writ it out, sorry. If we get BALEBA and the keeper, pants off. Cornish Melissa says, Ineos know the price. We've asked BALEBA to hand in a transfer request. We wouldn't do that if we weren't going to pay that what's needed. That's exactly what I just said there. Then it is, isn't it? It's like you've got to think that Manchester United have already lined this deal up and are ready to go. Otherwise, what's the point in speaking to Carlos BALEBA and spending the last week, as it is, like Romano has said, in constant communication with his agent in trying to get a deal over the line for personals. The deal for personals looks like it is very, very close now. So, again, if that's the case, he puts in a transfer request, he wants out, then United and Brighton make a deal. I just don't know how Manchester United hope to get that down to 70 to 80 million, knowing what Brighton are actually like. I just don't see them dropping it. United are going to have to be prepared to spend an awful lot of wonga on Carlos BALEBA. Otherwise, it just isn't going to happen. It's as simple as that. It's never going to happen. All right, Tomo. Thanks for that, mate. Just clarifying. I thought it was a typo, mate. Sorry. BALEBA is a very exceptional player. I think he can change our team very much. A lot of Ruben Amorim thinks a lot of Carlos BALEBA. He thinks he can transform Manchester United. Some reports actually saying, and these are just reports, remember that please everybody, that he envisages him and Kobbie Mainoo forming a great centre midfield partnership for the future. That is another way of looking at it. Like BALEBA coming in with the likes of Casemiro, Toby Collier leaving, Bruno Fernandes eventually going in the future, in the next couple of years at least. There's a lot to replace there at Manchester United in older players in that midfield. So I think Manchester United see this as forward thinking. Maybe they already know what's going to happen with Bruno Fernandes after this season. Maybe there is an agreement in place, like has been reported, that he goes to Saudi Arabia at the end of this season. And United know that they need to already have somebody in place coming through, and obviously being brought in. You've got too much experience in this midfield that is on its last legs as such with Manchester United. We need more players in, I feel, now to learn from some of the experienced midfielders, grasp what it is to be at Manchester United, and maybe take on the mantle and continue going forward. Again, it's a tough ask, because this literally, after what we've watched on the football pitch, is the area of the game that Manchester United are struggling. It's the link, it's the glue that brings everything together for what Ruben wants to do. So yes, it is massive for United to go forward the midfield, and this is a massive player and a massive transfer. So expect this to, again, this week now be the talk of the town, the biggest transfer. Forget Alexander Isak. It's going to be all about Carlos BALEBA this week. It really is. And I think Manchester United have something going on behind the scenes. We've said this before, but every time a report comes out, or a new report comes out, it is all about Manchester United feeling more confident and getting closer. It is all just, though, on the player side of things. And we know that the player side of things is just half of the problem in a transfer. Half of the situation to deal with. And we just hope that United are in a position financially to go and get Carlos BALEBA at this point, because I think all the fans now have grasped this transfer, thinking that this really can happen. Everything that's happened through this window encourages you to think that this is going to happen. So I really do hope that Manchester United have done their homework on this. I'd expect them to, and this is going to move forward now to a point where we can see this deal really happening. It's going to be a big old week for United. I think we might actually know if this is genuine or not by the end of the week. That's how I see it going down anyway. Going off the reports. Caicedo puts in a transfer request in January, sent away until the window shut, told to sack his agent, did and moved for twice that 6 months later. Yep, you can say things that happened before, but again, they are going to sell him. They are going to sell him. And if Manchester United hit a price, Brighton will sell Carlos BALEBA. The biggest question in all of this, like I've said about 8 times already in this video, no matter what you say, no matter what you think Brighton's approach to this will be, do United want to commit to making a record signing for the football club? If they do, the deal will happen. If they don't, I personally don't think that it will happen. All we're hearing at the moment is guesswork on what Man United are willing to pay. United might feel comfortable in what they've got coming in, that they can make this deal happen. I don't think United are too scared about spending big money on an absolute baller like Carlos BALEBA. I really don't. It probably won't look good because United have spent so much and everyone will go in on the club. But if he turns out to be the player that Ruben knows he is and is going to fit into this side, then no one will be thinking of the price. If United make Champions League with Carlos BALEBA in the side, 100 million looks like an absolute bargain. It does, because you're in. And then you can really start to develop this squad and move forward. And then next summer, God knows where Manchester United's ceiling will be in terms of what we can do. We'll be fine picking transfers out instead of trying to change half a starting lineup. And that's where United need to get to. And I think this summer they are fully prepared to get to that point. Right, let's get into a few more comments before we move on. We've got the Garnacho situation coming up next. This ain't the Glazers, Adam. Ineos move differently. Yes, they do, and they are in charge of the football side of things. Fabrizio has been hinting for a while that Manchester United were going for a midfielder. I guess we know who they were lining up now. Romano, about 3 weeks ago, mentioned the midfielder. He also mentioned Manchester United were looking at a certain midfielder, but then backed out of it because they found somebody else. And nobody was picking up on it on the time. And I was saying, like, who does he mean? What midfielder is Romano talking about? I think quite clearly, it looks like Romano knew that Carlos BALEBA was actually in the wings waiting to come in at Manchester United. It has to have been him. Because he's the one that is saying that Manchester United will not go away from this deal. He's the one, Romano, that keeps on saying it. A few more comments quickly. Baswell says, remember when we thought Ineos would never spend more than 50 million on a player? How wrong were we? They've surprised everyone, mate, including myself. I just didn't see a world where United would spend over 60 million on a player. I thought we had a limit. I thought we were going to be strict. I thought we were going to be very, very practical with what money was spent and where we spent it. I still think we have been. And it's been very good business by United. But the price for failure is spending a lot to recover from that failure. And that's where United are at right now. They want the best to take them back up there again. You're not going to get Champions League football unless you spend significant amounts of amounts of money. Especially from Man United's position anyway. It's just not going to happen. You need to get the best players in. Obviously, you do what you've got to do recruitment-wise, vet them out, make sure that they're the right type of player, go through all of the motions and all of the necessary research that you've got to do, and then get them players in before anyone else can. And that's been a big thing on this one with BALEBA, and that is that Manchester United need to do it now, otherwise other big clubs are in, and then that takes Manchester United's bargaining chip away. Their box seat is then relinquished, because if you get other big clubs coming in, get heads turned. So United's tactic, as it always has been, is get the player's head turned, get him interested, get him signed up, agreed on personal terms in principle or verbally, and then go to the club. And we are expecting now, going off these reports today, for United to go in to Brighton and go club to club talks and make this happen. Manchester United in funding it, as we know, Rasmus Højlund, we brought you the news earlier on. United have told Rasmus Højlund his time at the club is done. A deal now, and it's been enhanced, this deal, it's a bit different now. So a deal for 4 million up front for a loan fee with an option to buy for 39 million at the end of the season for AC Milan. Now United are not that stupid as to just take 4 million quid and allow him to come back off an option because AC Milan don't want him. United will, in this deal, probably be putting in some stipulation to turn this into an obligation to buy if Rasmus performs to a certain level. I think that's what will be happening, that's what's negotiated. But this now, for Rasmus, looks like it's edging closer to the final stages, is the report. He was always open if the club would have made, reluctantly, if the club would have made it clear to him that they didn't want him or he wasn't going to play. He needs to play games. He's in the World Cup. And obviously today, or on Saturday it was, apparently, Ruben Amorim sat Rasmus Højlund down and told him he is not going to feature. It's time to sling your hook, mate. Not like that, but he has to make cutthroat decisions. And I think Ruben here has made one with Rasmus Højlund. But what about Garnacho? What's happening with him? Well, Alejandro Garnacho is the top target for Chelsea. They're also in for Xavi Simons, as we know. But Romano reporting earlier on, I don't think Manchester United are going to fall for this one. And this is what I think is part of the confidence within United, that even the bottom of the barrel bid for Garnacho, we're still going to have enough money to go out and get Carlos BALEBA, as in covering the first, like we said before. For instance, if you get rid of Rasmus Højlund, it saves you about 8 million quid. You get a loan fee and you save his wages for the year. That makes it, alongside Marcus Rashford, about 22 million. You sold Garnacho for a certain fee. You got rid of Anthony, got rid of Malassi, you got rid of Sancho. United know that they've got the money elsewhere Chelsea are throwing this story out at the moment that they need to sell players to bring Garnacho in. No, they don't. No, they don't. They've already got rid of quite a few players, and for good money as well. And so when you tell me that Chelsea need to sell players, yes, they bought in Gittins. Yes. João Pedro and Liam Delap. Liam Delap got 2 today for Chelsea. Them 2 are number 9s. They're your strikers. Alongside Jackson and Nkunku, they're both going to be sold. I think what they're trying to say here is that Chelsea need to sell Nkunku and Jackson to make room. But Mudryk will be gone. Felix has gone. Obviously, Sancho has been sent back as well. Madueke has gone. It's 4 forwards off the books. If they get rid of Nkunku and Jackson, who are thought to be leaving anyway, then that's 6 forwards gone. Garnacho walks in. But I think United already know that the money's going to be there, so they can negotiate anyway. And maybe the story of Chelsea waiting it out until the end of the window that came out the other day was built up into something that it really wasn't. Maybe the true story was that Chelsea want to move Jackson and Nkunku on first, just for squad size situations. And I feel like we're in a position now where I think Chelsea just want to get rid of, like United, certain players, and it may take a little bit of time towards the back end of the window. I think this week is going to be a big one because obviously it's the week before the season starting, and you might get clubs desperately trying to fix certain things. But I guarantee you, after the first game of the season, or when clubs go into meltdown mode and panic because their team isn't really as good as what they thought, and they start to use the last week of the transfer window to try and recover that, expect Manchester United, Chelsea, other clubs to reap the rewards of that, and everybody starts to come in and buy players. It gets a little bit panicky is what I'm saying. But Chelsea needing to sell players, I don't think they do need to sell players. They were in one of the most comfortable PSR positions above any other club this summer, and that was before the Club World Cup as well. So, yeah, with that on top, they're fine. They haven't really got an issue at all, Chelsea, and I think we will see them bidding for Garnacho very, very soon. Like we said before, Garnacho's personal terms from Fabrizio Romano, they're paid for. It's done. Compa Smith says, if Chelsea gets a fortune for Jackson, they need to be either stupid, not stupid, studied or investigated. I don't think they will. Who is going to pay that money? No one's going to pay 80 million for Nicholas Jackson. I can tell you that right now. Chelsea are good at buying and selling scumbags. They aren't taking Garnacho to make loads of profit. Rats, says MUFC 87. Paulo the Red says it's going to be a mistake pushing Rasmus out. We'll still give him a chance. Anana going would be a better pick. I agree with that one on the Anana one, 100%. 100% Paulo on that one. What happened to AC Milan? It used to be a top club with some of the best. Yep, Italian football's demise at the time happened to AC Milan. That was the big problem. But I think they're trying to find their way back, aren't they? Rasmus Højlund is looking likely to go there. Although Romano did say earlier on today that there are other clubs also interested in Rasmus Højlund, and he could go to any one of these clubs still. But at the moment, as it is, there is negotiations going on, and AC Milan are in position for that £43 million package if it is seen out, i.e. they pay the fee at the end of the loan. 4 million plus 39 million for Rasmus Højlund. If that did come off, that would be very, very good business for Manchester United. You can imagine, I've said this before on the Rasmus Højlund update actually, Marcus Rashford's triggered release clause for Barcelona, 26. Rasmus Højlund, 39. You're looking well over 60 million there. And that's comfortably putting enough money in the bank for Manchester United. You had 20 plus million in wages for Casemiro. Whatever's happening with Bruno Fernandes, there'll be other players as well. The United are in a comfortable position financially to get Carlos BALEBA. It just comes down to how much they're willing to spend. And I'll keep saying it, and I'll keep going back to it. And many other people in the chat tonight, thank you again everyone who's commenting, have said the same things. Why would Manchester United go this far into agreeing personal terms with a player if they didn't think they had enough money to get or negotiate with Brighton to bring them to the table to get Carlos BALEBA over the line? They just wouldn't do it. I don't think Chelsea want Garnacho for the squad. I think they want to buy him and flip him in a couple of years. Probably might. You're probably right there, Liam, mate. They see it as a young player who they can sell on and make money off. So, yeah, I could see that happening also. And on that side of things, Manchester United, I think, will be aware and savvy to it and put a release clause on it again like they have with everybody else. Sancho going back to Dortmund on loan, 80% of his wages covered. I don't think so, Kurt. There's no way that United would do that. Adam, if Erasmus goes, then Onana has to go because both of them are not good. And with Onana, I save the price of a new TV for me, says Peter. Yeah, Peter watching Onana will have no TV next season. All of the good work, all of the outfield play that Manchester United produce, hopefully, this season, all of that out the window if Rasmus Højlund drops another clanger, which we all know he is very capable of doing. So, yes, I just don't see Manchester United getting to where they need to with Andre Onana in goal. Now, Romano also flipped onto the goalkeeping situation at Manchester United. And the interesting one with this is he's not putting out the fire which is burning on the transfer speculation of Donnarumma to Manchester United. He's talking about Manchester United's decision here. So, yep, a few splinters on his ass. He's sat firmly on the fence with this one right now. United could go for the cheaper option, the goalkeeper, Senny Larrans. They could go all out, though, he's saying now, and buy the more experienced and ready-made goalkeeper. And we all know who that is. Romano not going as far as to saying names and talking about it, but you know what he's alluding to. You know where he's going with this. He's talking about Donnarumma. United are making a decision on which way they go. I think United have Donnarumma in their sights. I think they feel that they can get that deal done as well. And remember when I said that Manchester United have got players waiting for them? Just wait while we get deals done. Just wait. Well, it didn't turn out to be the case for the likes of Benjamin Sesko. We've got the money to buy him and we've already got him through the door. So just wait. I think maybe Manchester United already know from negotiating with other clubs, but keeping it in-house. And let's not forget, Manchester United have kept a lot of their transfer business under secrecy. Oh, that's the wrong word I was using there. But kept it behind closed doors, kept it a secret, not let certain things spill out. Yes, there's been a few sort of rumours going around on certain things, but of course, you still got to look at most of these deals we didn't know were in the offing. I think Manchester United are ahead of everybody else this summer in terms of the media, not other clubs. Obviously, there's a lot of clubs doing good business as well, but I think they're ahead of the media this summer. They've stopped the leaks. They've stopped things coming out of Manchester United. And we're finding out about deals when they are getting to that point where it's like the player has fully given his permission to speak to Manchester United. The player has given his permission. He wants Manchester United, like fully committing to United, like Mbumo, like Sesko, like hopefully BALEBA, Cunha and Mbumo. I think it's good that United are doing business this way and we don't know as much. We love to speculate and we love to dream, and BALEBA would be an absolute dream signing. Donnarumma for Manchester United, Romano not turning it down. All the noises that I've heard about Donnarumma being a possible for Manchester United, in fact, definitely a target for United now. I think that one, what's bigger, BALEBA or Donnarumma, by the way? In fact, here's one for you. Here's a live chat. And get involved in the comment section as well after when the live finishes. Man United signed 5 players. Sesko, Mbumo, Cunha, BALEBA, Donnarumma. Dream window. Who's the most significant signing out of all 5 of them? Bearing in mind, we haven't bought 2 of them yet. And I'm not jumping the gun here. I am aware that we still need BALEBA and Donnarumma to be signed up. But if they was, who is the biggest signing out of all of that? There's some real talent to pick through there as well. What's the most significant out of all 5 of them? Talk to me, everybody, in the chat. BALEBA is winning it hands down at the moment, simply because he's the talk of the town. And it's the most frequent rumour and so-called negotiation going on. Oh no, a few people are throwing Sesko in there now. Mbumo's in there for one as well. Donnarumma. Yeah, Sesko, Baleba, Mbumo, Acuna. It's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting to actually be talking about a topic like this as to like who is the best signing. Whereas before, in other windows, it's been a case of, oh, is he going to work? Is this the right type of signing? Have we overspent on someone who's not proven? Like right now, we're buying players here that I feel are just ready to rock. I cannot remember, and I've said this before as well, I cannot remember the last time I was this excited about a transfer window. It's been ages, but I am excited now. I'm really excited right now. Anyone asking about the retro replica shirts, please do. The QR code on the screen is flicking between Match Bingo and OK Jerseys. Obviously, OK Jerseys is the one you want for the shirts. Match Bingo, everybody. That is our match day partners here on Forever United TV as well. And we are starting the season off with a bang. Join me on Join me on August 17th. It's my birthday, by the way, this Sunday for Manchester United against Arsenal. And we're kick-starting things on Match Bingo. Scan the QR code on the screen right now. That will take you right into the App Store where you can download the app. And then create an account, easy, free, deposit £5. That's all we're asking you to deposit in. That will be doubled as a new customer by Match Bingo instantly. So you've got that in the bank. That is done. It's £2 a game. All you have to do is play bingo with match events. It is as simple as that. Dead straightforward. Dead easy to play. I'm going to bring up an example right now for you so you can see exactly what it's all about. You've got the app. You've got your deposit. You've bought the game. It's Arsenal against United at Old Trafford. Corners, goals, certain minutes of goals, certain substitutions in minutes. You get 5 in a row, 25 quid. Another 5 in a row, another 25 quid. And if you get all 15 of these match events on your card, upwards of 300 quid for as little as a £2 match bingo card. Dead easy to play, a load of fun. You are missing out if you haven't already. You have to be 18 and over to play, obviously, and a UK resident. Apologies if you are not in the UK. Those are the rules. And by the way, there is a new promotion code now, FUTV, in capitals. If you put that in the promo code section on your account, even if you've already got the app, you will be boosted by 200% chance of winning on Match Bingo. Get involved now, everybody, on Match Bingo. The link is in the description. The link is also in the live chat. The mods will drop that in for you there. I will pin it for you in just a moment. But yes, when the Match Bingo logo pops up, scan that QR code. In the live chat as well is that link. Get involved, everybody. Big one this weekend against Arsenal. A massive one against Arsenal. Right, let's go over everything again just to make sure that everybody is completely up to date on everything. Carlos Baleba has apparently put in a transfer request after Manchester United asked him to do so, to make this move along even quicker than what it already is doing. And by that I mean it is moving at a rapid pace, because apparently he's agreed personal terms today. Talks within the last few hours have said that Manchester United are now close to having full agreement with Carlos Baleba and are ready to go head-to-head with Brighton over the transfer. Well, not head-to-head, but have club-to-club talks with Brighton over the transfer of the young Cameroon midfielder. United want him. He is a top target, and they are willing to go all out to get him through the door. Garnacho is going to help that happen. So too is Rasmus. Both of them players will leave United this summer. It is almost a guarantee, especially Rasmus Højlund now, after he was told today that it was time up. He's not going to get any more minutes for Manchester United. Well, we found out about it today. He was told yesterday by Ruben Amorim, it's game over, son. There is no more. So, yes. All we need now is for one of the big guns to come out and confirm what has happened with the personal terms. Romano is also there. All of these smaller journalists and people that don't get credit on the internet are running this story right now. We're waiting for one of the big guns so we can go all in on this, but all of the signs are exactly the same as what other Man United transfers have been throughout this summer. Coincidence? We will see, won't we? But this week is going to be absolutely mammoth for Manchester United and everything that happens going forward this season. Because if we get that midfielder, if we get Carlos Baleba, then hold on to your hats, Ruben Amorim has got every single tool he needs. Need a keeper as well. But let's just forget about that for a minute. This will be an absolute awesome season for Manchester United. I guarantee it that Manchester United get top 4. If we get them 2 players in, it's nailed on. It has to be nailed on. You're not spending over 130 million quid on a goalkeeper and a midfielder of the quality of them 2 and adding them to Sesko, Mbeumo and Cunha and not expecting United to be in the top 4. That's the most significant transfer window in this club's history. Right there. Full description. Best signing, Barada, Wilcox and Vivel, says Ant. They have done a job behind the scenes that they're not getting credit for. They need a little bit more credit. They do. Silverback says, Chris Kings, he's defo under the spotlights. This time around, I will be watching very closely. That would be Ruben Amorim. I can see people in the chat actually talking about this. Right. Now we feel like we can properly judge Ruben Amorim with this quality of signing coming into the club. He's got rid of the players he doesn't want and he's been given the world. Obviously, that will be if BALEBA comes in as well. Right now, I still think he's been back massively anyway, and I think he still should be judged this season. I'm sorry, that strike force is deadly. And if a manager can't get more out of that and get more goals, then we really do need to be questioning his methods. But I'm convinced that Ruben Amorim has got something inside. He's convinced these players that they have got something. He's convinced the new players that he is the man and the project that they should be signing into. And we have to believe that we are going to improve with these players. Otherwise, it just dies here, doesn't it? There's nothing left for us to get behind if we can't make this work. London with the gifted membership, as always. Welcome along Simon, who was gifted that. Adam, are you going away Tuesday? BALEBA be signed by Friday if you do. I'm so busy, honestly. I'm so busy. I will confirm in the morning what I'm up to throughout tomorrow. Got a lot to do. Got a very, very busy week, actually. We're waiting to confirm quite a few things with the channel. Certain things going on. But, yeah, looking forward to it. Excited about it. And, yeah, just going to be off my feet. Busy, that's all. But I'll keep you all posted as always. You are part of this channel and you'll know everything that is going on. I want to do something big for everybody. And hopefully everyone will be up for it as well. So that's what I'm working on. Just to give you a little bit of a sneak peek as to what's been planning, and hopefully it comes off. But yeah, more on that as we get closer to it. Anyway, it's a bit off yet, not too far, but enough to not mention too much yet. Please give the video a like, everybody. That should take us over 1,000 likes while live, which is of course epic as always. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, please, everyone. Absolutely smashing it right now with the subscribers. Again, we are less than 5k away from hitting the 100k mark now. We are moving fast and it is on the horizon. So thank you again, everybody, for all of your input into the shows, into everything you bring to the shows as well. It's not just me, it's us, it's the community, it's the FUTV army that make these shows happen, and you are there every single day for every show and the videos as well. So thank you again, everyone, and I think it's fair to just wrap up the video right there and let you crack on with your Sunday evening. Go and crack a beer, go and chill out, go and put your feet up, go and watch the highlights of Liverpool losing the Community Shield. I don't care. I'll go and dream about Manchester United possibly signing Carlos BALEBA. I will have you covered throughout this week on everything that's going on with that and all of the other transfer news, as always, here on Forever United TV. Like the video, share, and more importantly, hit the subscribe button so you can stay fully up to date. I'm Adam, and I will